there's no doubt that it was a good night, particularly in the face of what we saw yesterday with the Democratic National Committee emails.
No, there's no question we needed that pivot.
You're a good friend of President Obama. So
yeah.
Has he said anything about this DNC dump of emails? What has he said?
I haven't spoken to him, in the last 48 hours, and if I did, it probably would not be on the DNC situation. But, he'll be here on Wednesday. You have President Clinton tonight. I think one of the biggest differences is that surrogates matter, going into the last 3 months of a convention, because you have to spread out to many states. And Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton can only be in one place at one time. If you look at the lineup, with President Clinton, Michelle Obama, Warren, Sanders, President Clinton and President Obama, I said. And then you look at the other side. You have no Bushes, no Cruz, no Romney.
You have a Bush saying we may never see a Republican president again.
And so I think it bodes well for making sure into the general that you get out and talk your talk and meet the people. And I think that's going to be important.
When you say, it's going to be about policy and discussion, that's a really important point, and I agree with that. It is going to be about policy. But when you look at Hillary's economic policy, I don't know that it's going to resonate with independents.
Well, listen, I think, first of all, I think right now is when independents will actually even start listening.
Yeah,
I don't
maybe
think
they're just
I think they haven't even. I think they've ignored the primaries. But if you look, and I know no one goes on websites, and you and I have been doing this now for 15 years on elections. Secretary Clinton has deep dive policy on infrastructure, advanced manufacturing, clean energy. What she needs to do is make sure that that gets out there and people know it. You can't go look for it. She's going to have to start talking. It's going to be the same bookends we know.
Robert, you're a business guy. You're an entrepreneur. You've done incredibly well in business. How is that going to move the needle on economic growth? We all know what's needed right now, and it's economic growth. She wants to raise taxes. She wants to add on to regulation. Is that really going to move the needle on economic growth?
It's a fair question, and I would say it a little differently. She wants to have tax reform. That are some loopholes leaving, like maybe for oil and going to clean energy, maybe for offshoring goes to advanced manufacturing. So I would say it's not. Remember, we still have to have.
She wants to complicate capital gains taxes. She wants to go to a 6-year holding period with a stair step.
But she also wants
capital gains is not moving the needle on the economy today. It's the stock market has had the biggest rally ever.
Thank you, Federal Reserve.
Right, the biggest rally ever.
Zero interest still
happening,
no, it has not impacted the middle class.
Not about Obama, though.
It has not impacted middle class wages. Capital gains, the stock market appreciation, really is a narrow focus on like the top 3–4%. It has to be policy.
So she's going to stick it to those people she can stick it to because their votes don't matter.